Taurus, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for February. I know I'm a little late. Thank you for being patient with me. I had a couple days off over the weekend. How are you all? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Taurus. Today we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit for the month ahead. I also have some pre-shuffled oracle messages. I will say I was shuffling a lot in between here readings, and it looks like we'll see what comes out, but you're closing up a cycle where you're really taking a look at the patterns around love and how you love, who you love, and holding healthy boundaries, that sort of thing. There's a lot of epiphanies and realizations on your path right now. And there's a blossoming happening in your energetic field. But let's get going. That's just kind of what I was picking up on before coming into the reading. All right, let's see. Current energies for Taurus, Spirit. Current energies. We are going into a Taurus, what is the moon phase this week? Crescent. There is a grounding going on this week. I think you're going to feel a positive vibration. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, as I pull the good luck card. This is the ever-changing, cycles of life through our different, all these elements represented around the four corners of this card. And so there's something around you integrating all the four elements of self. Because we do live in an elemental world. This is, being in the higher vibration of your air, earth, water, and fire energy. And I feel like there's a lot of changes that you're going through in moving from a stagnant place to a higher place in self. You earth signs are doing a lot of internal work this year, and it feels like it's already starting to pay off. Look at that. Balance. So we have the Wheel of Fortune crossed by the Justice, major arcana, which means you're making some major changes to bring about more balance in self and in life. I love this. All right. You're killing it, Taurus. I love it. Coming into balance. And look at that. These two want to come out for the overall general energy. Self-love, self-care, emotional fulfillment, self-acceptance. Virgo had a similar energy here where it's, the more you focus on your own fulfillment, right? Putting your needs first. Was it Felicia Rashad? I saw a quote or heard her speaking on Instagram yesterday, and she was talking about how she was teaching her daughter that before you soothe anyone else or respond to anyone else, always check in with yourself first. And I think, Taurus, you're learning how to be more focused on self first, because if you're not checking in with how you feel in certain situations, you're kind of bypassing that. And that is your internal feedback system. And it's the way you actually practice self-love. So there's something fundamentally shifting around this softening in your heart space around self-love and the fulfillment you derive from that space. It's creating a hell of a lot more balance. You're aligned, basically. I love it. Because the Wheel of Fortune is making all these changes, right? Accepting our destinies and coming into balance with our destinies, which is really truly about coming into balance with our divinity, our own soul's nature, and honoring that part, right? Honoring your inner being, your inner spirit, letting your higher self lead, which is checking in every single moment. So you have something come up at work and everybody wants your attention and you're trying to problem solve, right? This is just an example. Instead of really checking in with yourself first, calming your nervous system down, taking some deep breaths, and then moving through the situation accordingly. But we don't do that, do we? We're like, And so I feel like you're learning how to check in with your inner being, the truth that resides within you first. And it changes your life because you're exuding a greater sense of ease and peace from within. And that comes from balance. All right, I love it. I love it. Taurus. Y'all are making me happy today with what you're encountering within. And Knight of Wands. Ooh, this is a spirited energy. So you may be curious this month and you could be going in new directions. I'm hearing new hobbies, new interests, new classes, new workshops, new experiences overall. Some of you are getting into new sports, new activities. I'm getting this whole I want to try this, I want to try that. And you're exploring. I like that. Explore. Go explore. Life is an adventure. There's something around your fire energy. By practicing this internal feedback mechanism, feedback loop, and going more towards a self-regulated state, it's freeing up all this energy and it's allowing your fire to come out and just be like, what am I going to do next? I have the energy for it, right? You're not getting depleted because you're feeding yourself first. I love it. And I think you're trying to balance out all these different things so you have a greater, I'm a Libra, so I know all about balance, y'all. So it's really, the other day, I wrote down all my goals for February. I think February is a mandate for all of us as we go through all the chaos around us to do the things we need to do to stay in alignment. And that's around our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. So you might want to take some time in the next couple days to jot all this stuff down. Just directives, right? That you keep nearby and you actually do for yourself. Just a suggestion, because that's been my directive. How can I maintain more balance amidst all of these crazy changes in our world? How do I move away from the chaos and more to the calm? And I think that you're taking that fire energy. You're like, oh, well, the way that I can achieve more calm in my life is to, whatever it is, take a meditation, class, or go to that Pilates, that movement you've been thinking about doing, whatever it is. Could be anything. I love it. Now you have the Emperor. There could be a challenge speaking of work, there could be a challenge for you in your feelings of personal power. This is your authority, your inner authority and your outer authority being in balance, because we have the Justice here. So there's changes that you're making in your softening to self, and this is very similar to Virgo, but in a different, it's hitting you differently. Virgo was kind of like, I've mastered it, I'm here. You're almost there. This is a matter of accepting the divine feminine, the divine masculine within you, and it comes from a base of self-love and internal fulfillment. Doing the things that make you happy every day are going to be very important for you in February. They're going to align you with more excitement and more fire, more passion, more adventure, right? Going out, playing, having fun. Your Emperor might say, we don't have time for that. We've got order. We've got to do the work, right? So don't let the Emperor in you be the boss of you this month. I really feel like you want to go play, but there's a part of you that's saying, we don't have time for that. We got too many things to do. Too many, what is it? Pans in the fire. I'm getting that wrong, but you know what I mean? Too many embers in the fire. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. So we have in the immediate future, Two of Pentacles. And I did read about this kind of energy, what I see for a lot of us in the month of February, which is a timeline split around, let me see what's at the bottom. Aha, it is a timeline split. The Star, the Six of Pentacles, and the Strength. You're choosing the higher timeline for sure. For sure. But I think that you might have a little bit of a wobble in the immediate future because you might have a tendency to overanalyze things and to go into this, you're either juggling a lot in this time period in February and you're trying to just maintain balance, or you're really trying to make an important life decision. And that might be why your Emperor is being challenged here, which this is the rule of law, and with the Justice too, making a final firm decision. But before we go into going deeper into these energies, we might get some clues here with your pre-shuffled oracle messages. This is by way of the Queen of the Moon oracle. If you're curious about the numerology, you got all threes, baby. I mean, we got nothing but threes. So this is the integration of body, mind, and spirit. That is your mandate for the month. And I share that with you because I'm Libra, you're Taurus. We're both ruled by Venus. Venus is going into its shadow phase in Aries. So it's about, what do I need to maintain my own sense of independence? Where is my inner authority? Am I practicing everything I need in order to stay in alignment with myself? Am I nurturing self? Okay? Just clues, because I'm right here with you, Taurus, okay? You've been learning a lot about personal boundaries. And what I mean by 3, we have 12 breaking down to 3, number 33 and number 3. So you see what I mean? It's all about 3 for you, right? Body, mind, spirit. Body, mind, spirit. Let that be your mantra. What am I doing from body, mind, spirit today? Every day this month, and it will change your month. All right, so first one, boundaries. You might feel like you're in your own little bubble. You've got a lotus flower that's pinging off the top of your bubble. Something's breaking you out of some sort of cocooning that you've been going through. And this lotus flower is about our blossoming. which you actually have in the second card. So you can't make this up, folks. These came out. So there's something that you're like, okay, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to open and rise, and I'm going to mark my victories, and I'm going to go after it, right? There's some sort of victory that you're going to have later this month, or you see it coming in, and it is about you rising. But the boundaries that you need to have right now are about evaluating what is healthy and right for you with clarity and care, and really working on calming your nervous system. And I think that's what you have been having a difficult time with, is that when we get dysregulated, we operate from fight or flight or freeze. And now you're like, okay, I'm coming out of that because you had to. When we go into those nervous system states, it's out of necessity. But you've been trying to reorganize your life so you can come out of that, right? Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups. Regulating your emotions through the nervous system. Boundaries. So I think you've been in this deep period of evaluating what's healthy for you and what isn't. Who's healthy for you and what isn't. What thoughts and beliefs do you need to change to promote more mental, physical, spiritual health? I added emotional. I feel like when it comes to the mind, it's mental and emotional, right? So I have kind of a two-prong in the mind, and then the soul is the spirit, and then the physical, right, is the physical body. So now we have blossoming, which is card number 33. It's almost like through the duality, right? It's almost like if you hold your boundaries and you practice self-awareness, right, that comes with realization, we're going to talk about that, you will blossom, right? You will open and rise. I'm getting that. They're giving you the codes, right? You got the codes this month. All right, so blossoming. Open and rise, Taurus. It's time to come out of whatever bubble you've been in, all right? And at least start some new things, all right? Activate your fire. Get that turbo boost going, right? You may feel like you want to hermit and lay low, but there's something bringing you out of this phase that you've been in. It literally could be an invitation. It could be someone you meet. It's something that's igniting your fire. Now we have the final pre-shuffled oracle message, which is the card of realization. So this is about knowledge and knowing that knowledge is power, right? And I think you're on this pathway of self-mastery. This is about self-examination and the role that you play within a situation. So you've been noticing the pattern. See, you're peering through the keyhole of your life and looking beyond your situation that could feel like it put you in some sort of state of darkness. And now you're seeing the light through the keyhole. It's like you're given this bird's eye view, right? And you're like, whoa, I see the pattern. Okay. So this is, with self-awareness comes self-realization. All right. Now let's go into clarifying. We had that one. Where are we going next, Spirit? Yeah. Am I? Yes. I wasn't sure. Sometimes I'm like, oh, where are we going, Spirit? Where are we going? All right. Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you're coming out of fight, flight, or freeze, honeys. And that's when we're in inner turmoil. And you know what? I was there recently too. All right, I get it. Where you're just overthinking the hell out of something, and you're like, replaying, right? All of the words that were said, rereading the text, whatever it is, it creates anxiety. It creates a lot of stress. And so Spirit is saying, be careful and mindful where you plant your seeds. Do you want to do it in a state of stress, or do you want to calm your system down, and then work on what you're investing in? It's like you were investing more in things and situations that were creating more nervous system dysregulation and more anxiety and stress. And listen, we all have stress, but this is why we need to manage it and mitigate it with our practices. You are learning how to make changes in your life that will bring about more balance for you, Taurus. Beautiful. And you're arriving in this beautiful place of emotional awareness and making your needs matter. Ooh, I see love coming towards you. That might be like, uh-oh, what is this? Or a feeling of self-love. I think I said this in the All Signs yesterday. It's one of my friends said, make love to the day. So this is about maybe seizing every day and that one to come out, Eight of Wands. You have new opportunities coming in. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. You've been planting seeds for a while now, calling in a greater feeling of connectivity with self. And I think that there's something coming in the month of February. It's communication with another. And I feel as though there's something you're harvesting in the month of February. It doesn't, I mean, I am seeing signs that it could be something around a person coming into your life with this Knight of Wands, and then you claiming victory in the end here. There's some sort of new chapter opening up. Again, it doesn't mean, when I see the Knight of Cups, justice, this person might have strong Libra. You're in the Fool's energy, King of Pentacles. You're grounded. There's something around you having something approach you, but you're in a different vibration now. I'm not seeing that sometimes Seven of Pentacles can indicate somebody you've already put energy into in the past. Let's keep going. But this is definitely a positive sign that there's love coming towards you this month that maybe is a bit unexpected. Why am I getting this surprise element to it? Let me see. And it's putting you in the state of, do I want to invest in this? Another Two of Pentacles, which you have in the immediate future, but it's sideways. So I think you have something coming in. All right. And the World. Interesting. Now we have double World. Your opportunity is to close out a cycle of uncertainty around perhaps your love life, or around what you want. Yeah. Judgment. Interesting. Yeah. You're going through a renewal around your fire energy. I think too, this Eight of Wands is around yourself and around getting all of these beautiful higher vibration energies from your higher self and learning about the patterns that you've had around love and reevaluating them. It's like you're taking like stock and inventory of your past love history, and you're recognizing the patterns and how it puts you in the state of juggling a situation that you knew it was time to leave. It's almost like when we get, and I understand this because I'm Libra here, we're having a conversation where you can get pulled into energies because they're exciting, right? And it feels good and it smells good and looks good. But then you're like, wait a minute, is this really aligned with my life? Does this make sense? Is this good for me? And then you start to realize, this isn't good for me. And I think the more you come from a balanced perspective, you can actually learn how to say no to things, even when you're getting involved in it a couple months in. And you're like, sometimes we go towards things and we think, well, I'm going to change the paradigm. I'm going to change the person. I'm going to accept these things. And then they become the very things that make the relationship unsustainable later. I really think that if you're not talking to anyone and you're like, I'm on a timeout, this is you taking a survey and a review of the decisions you've made in the past that have led to you getting into an imbalanced state and not having that inner authority and making the decisions you know are best for you because you kind of go along with it, right? I mean, it's enticing you, it's pulling you in, right? But you're also like, if it puts you off balance, then it's probably not good for you. Page of Swords. Yeah, you're studying. Yeah, Eight of Cups. You're ending a cycle now of releasing emotional baggage from your past love history. And you've learned a hell of a lot about unhealthy, toxic situations. I love it. Your fire is coming back. Yes, Taurus. A lot of you have been in a time out, boundary up, right? I need to process, right? I'm in my process of healing and integrating myself back into my own alignment after this experience, right? And you've learned a lot about attachment through the pull of desire when it didn't make sense in the other aspects, right? And now that you're reaching a higher level of loving self, right? And self-regulation, your energy is shifting. This is what we do. This is the work we do, right? To reach for higher partnerships, healthy partnerships. We're in this together, Taurus. I get it. The wheel is turning. You now are claiming your own inner authority, and it's been a challenge for you to let go of old cycles, but you've done it. You've done it. You've studied it. You've done the research, right? And you've looked at these unhealthy patterns in your history, and you're walking away from it, and you are now calling in something really, really amazing. And the thing is, you're learning is if in the very beginning, it's either feeling too hard or you're not honoring self. You're not honoring self. This is when you get involved in a situation, right? Just this is an example. You're getting involved with somebody. It's new. It's exciting. And they're starting to act weird. And you're starting to question and doubt whether they're really able to give you the emotional availability that you want and need. But there's a strong pull, right? Chances are, and if it's off-putting and it's making you kind of like overfunction or overgive, or overanalyze over anything, right? Because it's not balanced, right? Justice, balance. A healthy relationship is a balanced relationship where two people are giving equally and they're doing the work on themselves. And so I think that what you're realizing is that if it's off in the beginning and it's making me unbalanced, I don't want to juggle that. I don't want to overcompensate for someone's lack to give what I deserve. So you've learned that lesson. You've learned the spiritual lesson around a recent experience, or maybe several experiences, Taurus, around not getting what you deserve and saying it's enough. But it's a slippery slope because you get attached, right? Especially when you're being pulled towards someone and it's exciting and fun. So it's like bringing logic into the room, right? Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Yeah, you've been rebuilding a new solid foundation in self and a new solid foundation in your life. Like this is coming in and making your security matter, your stability matter. Four of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. You're coming out of a time where you've been planting seeds in your own growth. I love this work. Yeah, and I knew it. And healing some heartbreak. And it's been a juggling act because it's we call it waves, right? Waves of pain, waves of purging. You've been purging, right? It's like just the cleanup work that we need to do in our heart space to come back into a whole, more integrated place after we've been ripped open by something. And Taurus, you're doing it. And I do believe that you're actually really aligning with what you're ready for next, okay? Because I see you really headed straight for beyond your healing work into a phase of victory. And I know you've had to exhibit great strength of will, of character. There's something around your integrity. It's funny, like in Virgo, just saw 222. This is your relationship with self. In Virgo, I got strength as in willpower. For you, this feels more like the integration and the softness that you need to be more gentle with yourself, to allow yourself to have their own voice in the room, in a relationship, to not yield to the other so much, to where you're bending over backwards to make something work, right? Making sure, are we compatible? Do we have a similar vision? Do we have similar values? Does this person, not only is there fire, right? Is there the attraction, the chemistry, but do they have the character? Do they have the frequency that matches mine? I think your questions are much different now around matters of the heart and around what you're looking for and what you're seeking. And I love it. Six of Cups. You are feeling a little nostalgic in February. You could be around Valentine's Day. It sounds like, I hear, it's hard. It's hard because you could be thinking about the person you were with last February or the February before that. You do have a new, and also because of the pairing here and what I'm clarifying, I do see that you have a new soul contract coming in with someone. It's at a distance right now. It could be 3 weeks to 3 months out. Be patient. You've been giving yourself that grace and that time, right? The strength to do the work, to heal. And that's going to align you with something so much better for you in the future. And I don't think you're in any hurry. You're not. But you do have a connection coming in for those of you who are seeking partnership. This is also you being patient, and for those of you who have children, two things. If you have children, I see there's a lot of love, right? And you might be having a Galentine's Day if you've got daughters. It's like, let's have fun. Let's enjoy this Valentine's Day. And also the Six of Cups is your inner child work. You're learning not to neglect that part of you. And I've been doing this work. I had a really big shift over the weekend around this where I literally allowed my inner child to have more of a voice in my life. And it's beautiful work when you say, okay, I'm not going to let the overanalyzer, right, the romanticizer in me lead to try to figure out why someone's acting and behaving the way they are and getting all mucked up in that. Instead, I'm going to listen to what my inner child is telling me it wants and needs in the moment. It really is about internal alignment for you, Taurus. And the more you do that and you honor that inner boy and girl in you, because you are both divine masculine and feminine inside, the more you nurture those parts of yourself, the more you'll say no immediately to things that are off for you. And I think that's what you didn't do in the past. You started to get attached and then you're like, oh, I can put up with this. It's all right. Yeah. But I do see that you're aligning. Yeah. Try not to overthink or sit too much in past experiences, though. See them from, that keyhole, right? There's this, when you're in it, right, and you're in the pain of something, it feels all-consuming. So I feel like the more you're in your over-analytical mind, this is about getting into that fire energy, getting out and doing things, moving your body too. Movement's very important for you. Move the energy through, right? Don't let it get stuck in your mind where you're ruminating, right? And pulling apart past conversations, wondering where you got it wrong. There's this work of like honoring the past, but then there's also this work of letting it go too, because it's not going to serve you to hang on to it. Okay. I do see you doing beautiful work here. Just come out of, and don't wait on anybody, right? I feel like this is about laying the past to rest. And I see you doing that and coming back into balance and allowing the wheel to turn. I see that ultimately. You know what? Because I don't really see, let's talk about what's coming in or what you've been dealing with. Let's just get some messages of love. I do see that you have some fear around love as a result of your past, and that's something you got to work through, hon, because you don't want to bring that in or call that in next, because it's like you've got love coming in and you're like, and you could be starting to communicate with someone in February, and then all this stuff's going to come up. But that's for you to look at and process, right? And trust self, trust self, trust self. Ooh, okay. This came out of the blue. I did mention that sometimes the Seven of Pentacles is an energy you've had in your life before. You may have someone wanting a second chance in the month of February. They're saying that this might deserve a second look through. If it's not a second chance at actually being together, it's a second look over some things that you're not recognizing in the pattern, right? There's a lot of realizations around a past relationship this month. I think that you may be saying no. I'm getting ultimately that you might go in it just enough to get those kernels, right, of truth and integrate those, but ultimately say no, because you're in the Nine of Swords over this situation and the way it's made you, whether this person made you wait or there's some sort of aspect of emotional distance. There's something off about this situation, Taurus. What else? That you know. Ooh, you might be stressed out, some of you, around a friendship if it's going to lead to more. This could be an ex that's still a friend in your life, and there's feelings that are you're catching. I don't know. Some of you may have an ex returning. It is Venus in its shadow, and it's going into retrograde, where if you're going to have exes come back, Taurus, me and you, we're talking here. I had an ex come back recently, and I'm like, oh, God. But I nipped it in the bud, and for a minute I was like, this was like someone from like 8 years ago. I was like, where'd you come from? So you may have a friendship that's leading to more that you're unsure about this month, or an ex coming back here. Ultimately, this is about you doing the work to heal the patterns, right? So you honor self. Lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Yeah, you've learned the lesson. And that's the thing. Make sure you remember the lesson when you get tested, because you could be going through some sort of test. Yeah, you've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. You have. I believe you, Taurus. I know you've done the work. I feel it. All right, let's get a Keepers of the Light. You've done the work to be on your own and learn from the past experiences you've had. But it doesn't mean that those people are still lingering or want to come back. So be careful. Could be a little bit of a warning for some of you. You know what to do. Trust yourself. Make sure you turn to self first. Yeah. You know what could be holding you to tethered to this person still is you're still working on forgiveness. It takes time. I think it took me 4 or 5 years to forgive somebody fully. Like, you could say you forgive, but if there's still this energy of resentment, anger, hurt, pain, it's the pain that keeps two people tethered. You're still moving through it. Forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time, or divine masculine healing. That divine masculine part of yourself, accepting that part of yourself that wants to govern, that wants to feel empowered. Okay? And then we have Gaia, earth connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to earth, stay grounded. Right? So staying rooted and grounded in your practices this month. Let's see Gaia. You are blessed to receive this Great Mother card today because it shows that the earth itself, through the image of Gaia, is protecting your path. You are a strong, focused, and loving individual. Stay grounded and don't allow your imagination, ego, or fears to run away with you. Ensure your choices are for the highest good. Gaia is also bringing her motherly love to you and encircling you. Yeah, you do have the Queen of Cups. And encircling you. Where am I? In a cocoon of peace. If you've had troubles with a mother in your life or are feeling disconnected from or grieving your own mother, Gaia helps revitalize that connection and will bring healing where it is possible. If you're a mother and are worrying about these duties, know that Gaia is thanking you for your hard work and commitment. The earth is blessed to have you. Interesting how you have the Divine Mother and you also have Father coming out in this. So you could be doing deep inner child wound healing around your lineage, around your ancestry, around your father-mother wounds. If wherever they lie, that's up to you. Or around, if you have children, around the father or the mother, and this is also about your divine masculine, your divine feminine. Wow. I'll tell you what, you and Virgo, you might have strong Virgo placements because there's a lot of integration work going on in February. A lot of integration. All right, now let's go into Master Jesus. Where are we here? All right, forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. You are being encouraged to know that whatever you have done to yourself or others, the divine is not condemning you. You don't have to forget what has happened, but you no longer need to allow your whole story to be defined by a situation that doesn't support your happiness. Jesus is here to bring miraculous shifts of healing to you and all those around you and to release you from the burden of self-loathing. He wants you to know that he sees the child of God within you. He also brings clarity and healing to any situations concerning your Father, either on earth or in heaven. Interesting. Let's get a final pull. Forgiveness. You're healing profoundly. Whoa. It's romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. There's some sort of romance brewing and it might be triggering for you because you're like, I was good on my own and now I got all these worries and anxieties and insecurities coming out and fears. So move through them. Slow the energy down. Make sure you pause. Self-regulate. Right? Nurture self. That one wants to come out. Trust. Yeah. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And I think that's been the biggest piece, especially around forgiveness of the past, is acceptance. Accepting the situation for what it was, honoring it, blessing it, thanking it for the lessons that it's taught you, Taurus. You're doing the work to heal. Thank you for this reading. I learned a lot from it too. Namaste.